Ben, you made me hate the Winklevoss twins in The Social Network.
Yeah.
How did you reassess all this? How did you actually come back to it?
You know, I got to tell you, when I wrote Accidental Billionaires, which became The Social Network, I met them. I thought they're the bad guys. You know, Mark Zuckerberg's the lovable nerd. But about a year and a half ago, I read in the New York Times that they were Bitcoin billionaires. Yeah. And I called them up. I sat down with them. I was never really that interested in Bitcoin because math makes my eyes glaze over. The word blockchain is the most horrible word ever invented. But I met with them, and they started to tell me this crazy story, and it made me reassess who they were. These guys speak 5 languages. They, are Latin scholars. They can code almost as well as Mark Zuckerberg. And they had some ideas that may have been part of what became Facebook.
Well, you need to revise that scene in this. I like Larry too.
No, that scene in The Social Network is exactly right.
So they were that dislikable, but neither. I don't think.
Well,
Larry
here's
came
what
off
they are.
either.
They're guys who wore suits to class. They walked into Larry Summers' office wearing suits.
Okay,
that scene Larry Summers said was exactly right.
Andrew wants to wear a coat every day in here.
Yeah, Andrew probably wore suits in college, right? No, I don't know.
You want to wear one?
I'm happy to wear a suit. I want to know, though, how you got a meeting with them.
Right, did they take your call?
Yeah, after writing his first book.
Here's what I love about the Winklevoss, and right now I'm the third Winklevoss twin, so I can say this. They watched The Social Network, they came to the premiere, and although their characters, that Army played them as the big jocks, who were chasing Mark Zuckerberg around, they also saw in it stuff that they liked, because they have this 1950s right and wrong men of Harvard thing going on. They really believe in right and wrong, and that's really what spurred them all the way through that movie. And so even though they were characterized that way, they were willing to talk to me and sit down with me. And once I got, to know them again, I think we got along really well.
When you first sat down with them?
Well, I'm always awkward with guys I'm terrified of guys like that. Because in high school, I was hiding in a locker from guys like that. I mean, they scare me. But after we got to sit down for a while, it wasn't that awkward anymore.
You're the third
Winklevoss. That's what I like to call myself.
That wouldn't be the third twin.
Right.
That would be a triplet.
Right.
That's possible, though. Do you remember Twins? That movie?
Yeah,
I mean, that's possible.
You know what's great about the twins, though? The Winklevoss are actually mirror twins. I go into this in the book. So one more day and they would have been conjoined. It's actually a subset of identical twins.
What?
They're so close together. That's why when you meet them and talk to them, it's like talking to one person.
Are they actually isomers?
They're mirrors.
They're isomers.
So if one person has a mark on the left hand, the other one would have on the right.
No, that's an isomer. That's very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So that's why they're like one person when you talk, and that's why they were such good rowers. Is they're identical, but they are opposite.
That is
so one's
cool.
lefty, one's righty.
Interesting.
Isn't that cool? Yeah. You're going to learn a lot in Bitcoin Billionaires.
I start reading it now. Do you mind?
No, but listen, you can read it right now. Bitcoin also, it thrilled me when I wrote this book. I knew nothing about Bitcoin. I watched the stock. Like everyone else, I was sad that I was not a billionaire because I knew about it at $5. The twins bought 200,000 coins at $7. And then they dove headlong in. So when it reached 10,000, they had $2 billion.
Do they still have all 200,000?
They are big believers in Bitcoin to 250,000. That's what they say.
So they kept it?
So they held on to, I believe, most, if not all of it. I don't
They wrote it down, though, from when it was at its peak.
They had to write. What's amazing is they wrote it to 20,000, where they had $4 billion, down to 2,000, where they had less than $1 billion, but now it's back at 8,000.
But forget the price for a second. What did you learn about Bitcoin as whatever it is?
And that's a great way to get into it. The price is not indicative of Bitcoin.
Right.
Bitcoin is the future. I believe that crypto is the future. We're not going to be walking around 25 years from now paying with little strips of paper from a leather wallet. I mean, like medieval peasants bartering for things. Everything's going digital, and crypto money that's backed by math and not a specific country makes sense. We live in a world where you want to send $1 to someone in India in 5 seconds. The way to do that is something that doesn't have an authority in the middle. Crypto makes sense. I can text you a coin.
It's also a way to do it if you want to do a drug deal.
Well, that's where it all started, and that's
you're going to have governments that are going to have to decide whether they
allow it, because it's money that's not controlled by anybody and not eventually not traceable. That was the idea. And originally it was all drug dealers buying stuff on Silk Road, and that's part of the story. But that's where the Winklevoss come in, because they're not those guys. They're the guys in suits, the guys that Larry Summers wants to throw out of his office. They walk into this story and they see this world of drug dealers and gun people and all these people doing bad things with Bitcoin, and they say, well, let's try and make it a part of the New York financial system.
I got to ask you about a news story that's in crypto world today.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this. This is the Financial Times saying that Facebook held talks with the Winklevoss twins over a new currency.
Yeah.
A secretive unit of the social media company has been working for more than a year to create a currency. that's 2 billion users can use to send money back to each other, and apparently held talks with the twins. Do you know anything about this?
Yeah, I do. So this is part of what my story. I think between the twins and Zuckerberg, it's always personal. And I believe back in Zuckerberg's mind somewhere, he's seen the Winklevoss twins rise in crypto, and he's looking into crypto, and now Facebook's idea is to launch their own crypto. And so who do they have to reach out to? What's interesting is now the twins know more about this than Facebook does. So they're one of the people that he has to go to get into this world. It's really wild, but I really believe it's this personal Shakespearean battle that goes all the way back.
You think that Mark Zuckerberg literally says to himself, wow, the twins are doing this, I got to get into this?
I believe somewhere in the back of Mark's mind, he's sitting there with that in his mind. I really and truly believe it. And I know the Winklevoss wake up every day thinking about Zuckerberg.
Well, so that was my question. I'm sure the twins wake up thinking about Zuckerberg.
Right.
The question is, does Zuckerberg wake up in the morning thinking about the twins?
I believe he does. I believe for Zuckerberg, this is a personal thing going on. Now, it's a small part of it. Obviously, he's thinking about world domination because that's what Zuckerberg really wants. And we'll get into that later, I'm sure. But I think that Zuckerberg built Facebook to be the monster it is today. I don't think it went off course. This is the course. And I think that a crypto is the next step in that.
So if Zuckerberg is thinking about it, why not Elon Musk? Why not Satya Nadella? Why not Tim Cook?
Yeah, and you know what? Elon Musk is someone that people have thought may have been one of the founders of crypto. Everyone's trying to figure out who created crypto. Elon Musk's name has come up as Satoshi Nakamoto. Not that anyone thinks it really is Elon Musk. But I do think Amazon has thought about a coin. Any big major technology company has had to think about that next step, because once you have your own money, you know, that's the end game.
But then is it really a currency?
Well, it is. It's a currency if we believe it is. You know, if we're all willing to use it.
The same thing. It's like the Dutch tulips.
Right. And
that was currency because we thought it was currency and we thought it had value.
Right. But I can't send you a tulip in India, you know, instantly. And that's where crypto has a big advantage over all these other things, is that with crypto, I can literally send you money. You can walk around with your vault of gold on your phone.
Yeah, but anybody can also make up their own currency too.
Anybody can, but if not everyone's behind it, it won't dominate. It won't be the one everyone uses. If we all accept Bitcoin as the next form of money, Bitcoin is the next form of money. Obviously, you know, we're not there. And if we don't, then it goes to zero. And I think that's what's intriguing about it. It's backed by math. It's backed by crypto. It's backed by all of these things that no person has control over. And there's something appealing about that. There's a freedom to that that doesn't really exist anymore.
Do you own Bitcoin?
No. I own zero Bitcoin. And I've said this on the show before. I am the worst person with money in the world. And whenever I invest in something, it goes to zero. I owned Pets.com. I owned WorldCom. I owned every stock that ever went to zero.
So maybe we should, it's like an opposite day if you're watching.
Right. I don't carry a wallet because I don't know what to do with it. So Bitcoin I believe in, but you know, I'm not out promoting something that I own. I'm promoting the story. I think it's an incredible story.